What is up, guys, and welcome with another weekly episode of Evangelista Science. Oh, it's a big one! Oh, a big one! We'll sing you a rabbit distress call. Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about simple inheritance and the work of an Austrian monk named Gregor Mendel. He's pretty much the father of genetics, and he figured out patterns of simple inheritance that are the basics of genetics. So, little review, here's the cell, here's the nucleus, it contains the DNA. Right now the DNA is condensed into these chromosomes, and we can see if we look closely at the chromosomes, we find the DNA. And in the DNA, we have these sections that code for a specific trait by coding for specific proteins. And so that's what a gene is. It's a segment of a DNA. It's not, damn girl looking good in them blue jeans. It's a segment of DNA that codes for a specific trait. Now, genes can have different versions because we get one set of chromosomes from mom, one set of chromosomes from dad. We can have different versions of the same gene, and we call those alleles. And alleles can be represented by capital letters or lowercase letters. And we can see that the alleles, we're diploids. We have two sets of chromosomes, two pairs of every chromosome. And if we have both big A's, we call that homozygous. If we have both little a's, we also call that homozygous because homo means the same, so these are both the same. And if they're different, then we call it heterozygous, big A, little a. Now this deals with the activity we did in class. You guys did your little mating dance, which was hilarious. So, if it's big A, and it's the more dominant, we talked about dominant and recessive in class. If it's a more dominant genotype and phenotype, we call this homozygous dominant. We also can call it pure breed dominant. If you have the mix, the big A and the little a, we call this heterozygous or hybrid. And if it's both little a, we can call this homozygous, just like this one, but it's going to be recessive. Okay? And the reason this one is the reason this is dominant and this is recessive, well, we have to look at the hybrid or the heterozygous individual and see which phenotype they are going to match, because this one has half big A, half little a, yet it displays the dominant phenotype. Okay? Now, just a quick review on genotype and phenotype. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, genotype are the allelic combinations, or the letters. Okay? We can have big P, little p, little p, little p. Notice I can represent the genotype with any letter, as long as they are the same letter. So I can use big A, or big X, or big G, or I can use little g, any letter I want. Now so that's the genotype. Whatever the letters are, or the alleles, or the genes, what are the allelic combinations? The phenotype is what those letters will make you look like, or the expression of the alleles. Remember, this is DNA, and it will be transcribed and translated into protein, and whatever those proteins do, that will be the phenotype. So in this case, it's going to be a purple flower petal, or a white flower petal. That's the phenotype. Again, notice heterozygous individuals have the same phenotype as the homozygous dominant individuals. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a problem here. So red, big A, is dominant to clear, little a. Predict the ratio of genotypes and phenotypes for a cross between two heterozygous individuals. So what are they asking us to do? They're asking us, if we have two parents, oh, of course we're going to have two parents, you're also going to have two parents, two, like, blood parents. Okay, so if you have two parents, then, and they're both heterozygous, what are the probabilities of the genotypes and the phenotypes of their children? So, the first thing to do is to identify the parents. So we have a heterozygous crossed with a heterozygous. What does heterozygous means? Heterozygous means big A, little a. Okay, so, and remember, big A, little a is going to have the red phenotype. Okay, so this is heterozygous or hybrid. This parent is also heterozygous, so big A, little a. And so they are going to have the dominant phenotype as well there. What we're going to do is we are going to put the genotype of one parent at the top So big A, little a, and this is called a Punnet square, which we're going to use to do this problem. And we're going to put the genotype of the second parent on this side here. And then what I'm going to do is these go down and these genotypes go across. So this allele goes down, so big A, and this one comes across, big A. And I'm going to do that for all three squares. This one goes down, big A. This one goes across here, big A. Or little a, so excuse me. Big A is going to go across. Small a comes down. Small a comes down. Small a comes across. Notice in the hybrid or the heterozygous individuals, you always put the dominant allele first. By the way, guys, check out these Overwatch skills. Check out this flick shooting. I'm going to shoot this X. Ready? Pew! Oh, pew! 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 There we go. Pew! Oh, bullseye headshot. Yeah. Anyway, I need some practice. Don't play with me. I suck. Okay, so what are the ratios of the genotypes? Well, let's look at these individuals. So what is the phenotype of this individual going to be? Big A is going to give me red. Big A, little a, the heterozygous is also going to give me red. Big A, little a is also going to be red. And little a, the phenotype of this one is going to be clear. So what's the ratio of the genotypes? How many of big A's, big A, little a's, and little a's do I have? I have a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. What are the ratio of the phenotypes? So the phenotypes, I have 3 red for every 1 clear. What does this mean? This means that if these two were to have kids, the chances of getting red is 3 out of 4, which means 75%. The chances of having a clear is 1 out of 4, which is 25%. You can say, what is the ratio, or what is the probability that they'll have a kid with genotype big A, little a? It's going to be 2 out of 4, or 1/2, or 50%. Yeah. Nice. That was me when I was about, I think, 8 years old. I played ASO.